darlings, and a very warm welcome to what will hopefully be a much quieter and more neighbour-friendly Thursday Night Live. And I must remember to keep my tones modulated. None of this shrieking about and laughing and projecting and shouting. No, 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 no. Now, first things first, can you all hear me okay? And I'll wait for an answer for that. Anybody? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Am I coming through? Is this Michael phone on my left titty, which is called Jeffrey, by the way? Yes, thank you, Steve. Splendid. Thank you, Sophie. Right, okay. We get. Oh, don't start talking loudly. All right, my lovelies. Let's see who we've got. A very warm welcome to Thursday Night Live, Mad Thursday, of course. It's going to be a slightly quieter version. There's not going to be any intro music. I'm not going to fart you out. Otherwise, it's going to be me and you just the same as normal, except that I will be coming into your ears via this microphone. So if you can see a green light on my titty, that's what that's all about. So Stigbürt is with us. That's brilliant. We've got Sophie who says, good evening, everyone, and hello, Boaty. Hello to you. How are you? I'm grand, thank you. Still a little tired. How are you? And what have you had for tea? I've had lasagna and salad with a glass of beer. Well, I don't do tea per se. I have lunch and I have supper. And I've not had my supper yet, but it will be curry, a special 5K curry made tonight by the lovely Chef Ram. And for lunch, oh, I had a good lunch. I had tandoori chicken with homemade skin-on rustic seasoned chips, which were just fabulous, and coleslaw, and it was absolutely yummy. Joe is with us, the lovely Joe Wobbledick, and he says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all okay. I've had a day of catching up with washing and unpacking from my trip. I'm ready to go back to work in the morning. No holiday for me. Too many sick. Well, you had a holiday. You had 4 days off work. That's more than I've had in my entire life. Oh, well, no, apart from after the accident, obviously. Oh, I forget I said that. Time you got back to work, earn some money for that lovely card of yours. And Joe has also got some food news for us. And let me remind you, although I keep saying that I don't need to remind you about this, I'll remind you for a couple more times. It's your job to name the live stream, and I always want to know what you've been eating. So don't wait for me to answer those questions. Otherwise, I would love to know what you've been getting up to. Well, today has all been about the power washing. As you know, I bought a power washer that cost me £1.49 of real money. And it duly arrived this morning at about 10:42. I managed to put it together. It pretty much works. And I've been, I haven't been doing any cars or anything, but I started on the patio, on the yardy bit, which was absolutely filthy. I've jet washed it before 2 or 3 times when I've borrowed Nikki's jet washer. It's not been done this year, and it suffers a lot over the winter. All of the what do you call it? That like moldy, turfy crap that some of it just turns into mud and covers your patio over, and then it's like glue. And some of it forms into like balls. Anyway, that gets all over it. So, I've been jet washing the patio, making a start on that. It's going to take a little while. And then, of course, I got talking to Nick, the neighbour, and I'm glad that I did because, you know, it's cleared the air. And just to be clear, I mean, yeah, he did complain the other night when I was talking outside, hung out of his window and berated me a little, not in an unpleasant way. And so today when we were talking, you know, I just reinforced that I was horrified that I disturbed him and his wife, and I was so sorry. And so I specifically asked, I said, what about the live streams? Are they disturbing you in any way? Can you hear anything? And it turned out that, yeah, they could. And yes, they can. You know, my voice is quite raised. They can hear it when I get a bit excitable, when I have a big laugh, that sort of thing. But they've not said anything about that because, well, it's kind of a bit different when, you know, I'm just doing stuff within my own home. That's a little bit different. And so maybe that's a reason why they didn't say anything. I mean, it's been over a year I've been doing these, but yeah, they can hear it. And he's a light sleeper and she's still working. So Julie has to get up in the morning and go to work. And yeah, they've been disturbed, but bless them, they haven't said anything. And you know, I was horrified by this as well. And I said, "Oh God, we need to sort this out, Nick. You know, I will take steps. I'll stop them if need be." And he said, "I don't want to stop you." He said, "You know, it's brilliant what you're doing. You found a niche. You're clearly really enjoying it, and they're all enjoying it as well. But you know, I would honestly, I'd rather not hear it. So if you can find any way to temper it, that would be great." So we're all, you know, there's no animosity. We're all friends and whatnot. But you know, I was thinking of ways that I could make it quieter. And you know, he did say that for 7 years we didn't hear a peep out of you, and then suddenly in the last year, all hell's let loose. So presumably that means that he can't hear when I'm talking normally, which, you know, I would expect, the walls being as thick as they are. Although he did explain that between us is a chimney stack, and that is a cavity. So the wall is not as thick there behind me here. There's a massive great cavity in there that when it ceased being a chimney would normally have been filled in, he was explaining to me, with some giant condom thing. But for various reasons connected to the age of the cottage and whatnot, that can't be done. So there is like a big cavity between the walls there, and presumably that's why he was able to hear the more elevated part of a live stream. But obviously I'm using a microphone now. I'm speaking normally and fairly quietly. So I said, look, I'll do this tonight and let's talk again tomorrow and tell me if you heard anything. If you did, and it's a problem, then I'll look at doing something else. If you didn't hear anything, then we're all good and we'll just carry on that way. So there we are. That's why the live stream is the way it is now. The last thing I want to do is to stop doing these, of course. They're brilliant. I love them. I hope that you enjoy them. And as Joe pointed out earlier, they're kind of the mainstay and backbone of the channel, really. So we just need to find a way to. Now, tonight, as some of you who frequent the Facebook group will know, I was going to do it in the front parlour because Nikki and her other half are away. Except that when I came home tonight, they're not away. They have returned. So I'm going to do it here, which is the more comfortable and natural place. Also, another problem with me being heard, for whatever reason, this area, this kitchen, diner, whatever you want to call it, this area is really, really echoey. If I record anything in here, not the live streams, but when I just record a video in here, like if I'm showing my dinner or something like that, it sounds awful, really loud and really tinny. So presumably the fact that it's only half carpeted, the carpet goes to here and over. So from then on in, it's whatever, tiled floor, and obviously tiles all around the walls. So I guess the sound is bouncing off that. It's making my voice a lot louder than it would normally be. But hopefully this will be a solution, and I'll have a word with Nick tomorrow. And if tonight was okay, then we can just carry on like this. Hopefully you are all hearing me okay. Anyway, Joe had sausages for his dinner, which were cooked on a tray. Oh, gosh, interesting. With onions and peppers, mashing carrots and peas and homemade onion gravy. It was delicious, it sounds it. Neil's with us. Good evening, Neil. Jaden is here, everything cars. Ashley Stewart is here. Oh, now then, Jaden got his GCSE results today. And, well, I don't know. Do we ask? How did you do? Do we ask that? Or do we? Well, no, we'll just wait. You'll tell us. And congratulations if you did really well. And commiserations if you didn't do quite as well as you were hoping to. We won't press you for any information. Of course we won't. I can't hear a thing, says Rob Hedgehog. Trisha Alderman. Oh, good evening, Rob. Trisha is here, the lovely Trisha Alderman. Sniper dot, says Steve. Oh, God, yeah, being just the right place. You got me worried now. I feel like moving it. Boaty asks Skick, would you say this is true? Hang on, now let me just get to the bit where he says a bit. The one that loves the least holds all the cards, and the one that loves the most gets hurt the most. Oh, I don't know. That's a bit of a generalization. I mean, as a generalization, yeah, probably. But, I mean, you know, that's a subject. Human relations are such an intricate subject that I don't think they can really be covered by a generalization like that. So would I say it's true? I would say it certainly can be true. Classic Wheels Wells, the lovely Mike is with us. Evening, Jason, you wonderful human being, and evening to other humans. That's very kind of you, Mike. I thought you were going to call me a tosser. It sounds lovely, says Sophie. Oh, hang on, Ben has burst into song. Can you hear me, Major Boaty? I mean, that's David Bowie, isn't it? And I think I've mentioned this before. I never got David Bowie. Everybody, especially when he died, everybody banged on about how pivotal and amazing and incredible he was. I never got it. I mean, you know, there's a couple of his that I don't mind, that I wouldn't actively turn the wirelessness off if they came on. But, you know, I never thought he was particularly amazing or anything. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't understand how fantastic they are. I mean, well, oh, somebody's done a nice thing. I'll have a look at that in a second. He's all right. Don't get me wrong, but he's no bomb ballerina, is he? Or he's no black lace, you know? I think you know what I'm saying. There are levels, aren't there? And, you know, none of his are ever going to go viral like Agadoo or Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. Oh, Bomb Ballerina. When would that have been? About 1989? Maybe 1990? It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow pot. Anyway. Timmy Mallet. Blimey. Who's done a nice thing that's all lit up in green at the top of the doings? Oh, it's Mike, bless him. Thank you, Mike, and Monkey Mouse Cat to you as well. Bless you, that's very kind. Video title. Well, this is from Mike, isn't it? So we can guess what's coming up. And yes, I'm not disappointed. Another load of toss. There we are. I mean, it's accurate, but, and I suppose I should call one of them that, but I could, you know, I can't just call every video another load of toss, can I? I feel as if I'm being commendably quiet. Surely nobody can hear this, right? Surely nobody can. It feels weird. It feels like we're all under the bedclothes together, and we're supposed to be asleep on a sleepover, and we're trying to be really quiet so that the grown-ups don't hear us and come upstairs and shout at us. Hello, children of the realm, says Stephen Esport. I'm eating food, if you can believe it. Well, tell us more. Oh, hello, here comes Jaden. He's weighing in. I had doner kebab and chips for tea. Did you have salad with that? And what, if any, sauce did you have? Or do you like your doner kebab and salad like I like mine? Naked, no sauce, but plenty of, what are they called? Guinea peppers. Guinea pepper? Yeah. You know the things I mean. I love these. They never give you enough in the kebab shop, so I always have my own supply. Look at those. They're fantastic. Love those. You can get the really hot versions too, and they are killers. Excuse me while it's low tide at Wine Bay. So yeah, I'm planning lots of pressure washer fun. It's a good little thing for what it cost. I mean, in the actual price of it was on sale on special offer was $53.99. It's just I had a load of vouchers and stuff, but for I mean, they're normally a couple £100, aren't they, for the big yellow posh Karachi ones? And it seems to do the trick rather nicely. It's doing an okay job on the patio anyway. So, oh, that went down the wrong hole. Okay, here's a question. Is it wise to pressure wash your cars? And are there any parts of your car that you shouldn't pressure wash? Or is it good to use a pressure washer all over? And that's a genuine question to the valety people like Joe. Because I honestly don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to or not. I mean, it must be good underneath, right? Because it'll really get all of the salt and crap off. And it's got to be good on wheels, I would have thought. But is a pressure washer bad for paintwork? Should you fiddle with the nozzle, so that it gives you a lighter spray over, if you know what I mean? My my Focus Annie, the Mark 1.5 2-litre blacktop in gear trim, thank you very much. I put a pressure washer on that when I was living in Matlock, Bath, and it was pressure washer borrowed off my neighbour. Ran it down the side of the cars, and it took some paint off the side rubbing strip, which I then assumed were, and they were body coloured, and they were supposed to be body coloured, but obviously they're just the normal side rubbing strips with a coat of paint over them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed your doner kebab and chips. Funnily enough, a thing popped up on Facebook. Now, apparently there's a shop called, I have heard of this, but there's a shop called Iceland. And yeah, I've heard about it. I've, obviously never been to one. But for whatever reason, a thing just popped up on the old Facebook feed. And it was an advert for this Iceland place. And they sell bags of frozen doner kebab meat. And I thought, well, that seems like a good wheeze. I've made my own in the past using, just making keema, mixing herbs and spices into it, ramming it into an old baked bean or similar tin that I've taken both ends off, and then spit roasting it on the rotisserie, and then carving it like a mini kebab. But that's a right old faffing, and I don't have time for faffy cooking anymore. I'm always doing something, playing with a card or going somewhere or editing stuff. So a lot of the faffy cook has gone out the window, and I'm starting to look at cheaty things again. And so, has anybody ever been to a shop called Iceland and tried their frozen doner kebab meat? And if you have, is it any good? Should I go and buy some? Because I do like a bit of kebab meat, and the only chance I get to eat kebab is on a Monday. Can't do it any other night of the week. I mean, obviously, there's nothing around here. Obviously, it's not something we make at work. So, Skick has got a question for Mike. Mike, if you went to buy a car, but it had a gap in the MOT, would this make you walk away? Right. And Mike replies, depends why there was a gap, but alarm bells start ringing. Oh, and then Mike says, and I assume this is aimed at me, you're in your own home. For goodness sake, you twerp. Well, I know I am. Earplugs. Earplugs, says Mike. Yeah, somebody else suggested earplugs. It's not the answer. I don't want to... I'm not by nature a selfish person. Well, maybe I am. But I'm not a totally selfish, but I don't want to disturb my neighbours, for goodness sake. Why would I want to do that if I can possibly avoid it? I mean, I'll be honest, right? Now, I'm just talking perfectly normally, right? This is the way that I would be talking if late at night, if I was sitting here with a loved one. Let's say that let's say that Pepsi was sitting just there, right? And we've finished the live stream, and Pepsi and I are having a chat. She's asking me how my day went, whether my underpants are comfortable, whether I like what she's wearing, all of that sort of thing. And this is kind of the way that I would be talking to her at around this time of night in my own home. So if they were complaining about this, then I might say, look, I'm in my own home, blah, blah, blah. I'm just speaking. That's not illegal. Wear some earplugs. But, and bear in mind, they didn't complain about the live streams. I asked if they could hear. And it turned out that, yes, they could. And in an ideal world, they would prefer not to. But they didn't complain, and they didn't ask me to stop. I'm just trying to do the decent thing. And yeah, the live streams, it's not like this. It's not like I'm just talking to somebody at the table there. You've got music blaring out of that speaker up there on maximum volume. You've got me projecting, not using a microphone. So I'm speaking a lot louder than I normally would. I'm in an echoey room, an echoey environment. And as Nick pointed out, as long as there's no traffic going past, it is deathly, deathly silent here. You could literally hear a pin drop. So if somebody's, effectively, the kind of sound level that I was using when live streaming was like I was having an argument or a really rowdy party. And of course, I'm doing big laughs and all of that. And that's the sort of stuff that they're hearing. So if they complain about this or say, yeah, we can still hear it, blah, 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 then yeah, I would say, well, look, I'm in my own home. It's 11:20. I'm just talking. I'm just talking to my friends. But hopefully tonight will be okay. I've taken on board the fact that what I was doing was a bit like a party, music, loud voices, and so on. So it's only reasonable to, to try and mitigate it. Did my pressure washer come? Yeah, I must be behind on comments because kind of answered that. Sounds a bit like Christopher Lee tonight, says Skick. Oh dear, is that a good thing? Mike says, why are you talking like a flipping newsreader? I don't know, mate. It's because I'm speaking. I'm not doing the live stream the way that I normally do it. So I'm obviously not talking entirely naturally. It's just going to take me a while to adapt to this. Speak up, I can't hear you. Oh, Mike has been a member for channel member for 4 months now. Thank you very much. Ben says, chapeau, Nick. That's a mature way for folks to sort things out, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Nick's a decent chap. Like I said the other night, we're not exactly kindred spirits. He's I don't know. I mean, you don't want to generalize. He's he's he retired young. We're not a dissimilar age. He's a little bit older than me, not much. And yeah, he's a retired high-ranking policeman. He's a very straight, and I don't mean that sexually. A very straight sort of chap. He's I don't know. He's perfectly good neighbour, perfectly good chap. We've helped each other out. I don't dislike him in any way, shape, or form. He's just not a mate, like he's not like a Mustard or one of you guys. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to. Anyway, there we are. Oh, Jaden did well in his GCSEs. Surprised himself. Oh, but you did fail maths, sadly, but did really well in everything else. Oh, well, everybody has calculators these days. I'm getting the feeling you're a bit down tonight, Boat, says Skick. I'm not really. I'm tired, to be honest with you. I still haven't caught it. The weekend was a bit mad. They always are. Sunday night was crazy, and then I had the Monday and the Tuesday, and I'm still a bit tired. That's still, and sometimes I get a bit like this on a Thursday anyway, because but I'm not down. Maybe a little bit subdued, and that's part. I mean, I'm probably not my normal ebullient self. I'm trying to be quiet, for God's sake. I'm trying not to jump around and shout and scream and whittle myself. But no, I'm not down. I'm not having one of my down times or anything like that. No, everything's good. I'm still on a high from hitting the 5K yesterday. I've had a Facebook post go ridiculously viral today, and that's a first on Facebook. Just a little post that I put up, and it had, at the last view, it had 48,000 views, something like 1,500 likes. I think it's 97 shares. Absolutely extraordinary. And bear in mind, I'm monetized on Facebook, so this is good news. This is very good news. Plus and this is on my business Facebook page, not my personal profile, not the Facebook group, but my actual business page, the Boaty's World page. And of course, that's all linked into, well, I mean, it's different companies, so it's not directly linked. It's directly linked to Instagram, of course, and the new one, whatever it's called, Threads. But there are plenty of links to the YouTube channel, so hopefully the fact that that's gone pretty viral will drive some traffic towards the channel as well. Because I mean, 48k views. I mean, that's, well, I mean, if that was YouTube, that would be putting me in Jay Among Cars territory and Furious Driving territory. I think in my little niche on Facebook, as far as I know, none of the big boys, none of the YouTube big boys, not James, not Matt, not Hubnut, Ian, I don't think any of them are getting views like that on Facebook. Well, they haven't even got as many followers as me on Facebook. My business page has got 3,000 subscribers, followers, which is a lot higher than the other YouTubers' Facebook pages, but then I've concentrated more on Facebook than they have because it's familiar to me. I've been working on Facebook since 2008, and I've worked professionally with Facebook for, God, certainly for 5 or 6 years. So in theory, I kind of know what I'm doing. I must admit, says Joe, I do like the microphone. Can hear you so much clearer, and no need to shout at the poor elderly iPhone 6 that's always on a wonk. You're not on a wonk tonight. I unwonked you very carefully before I started because with everything else I need to think about, keeping the old voice down and not being silly and all of that, I thought, well, the last thing I need is having to wonk and unwonk you lot left, right, and centre. So you've been bang on from the very start of the live stream. And I'm very grateful for your cooperation. And I'm glad that the microphone is kind of doing its job. Right. Oh, okay. Sounds vintage. Good evening. And a very good evening to you. Whose idea was it that I said, oh, I can't remember who it was. Somebody on Facebook. Oh, I think it was Cooper. I think it was Super Cooper, who said that. Now, this is when I was going to do it in the parlour. He said that I should buy a wingback chair, wear a smoking jacket, and start every live stream with a very somber good evening. You know, a bit like Edgar Lustgarten, that sort of thing, or Edgar Dustgarten, as he was when Robbie Coltrane took the piss out of him. Sounds vintage, says, good evening, I've just arrived, and I've decided to watch the stream from the start, so I'll be out of sync. Okay, we'll do our best to cope with that. Pingu is here and says, good evening all. Oh, and the video title, The Quiet Tosser. I actually quite like that. We'll screenshot that. Jaden clarifies that he had his kebab and chips with mayo and no salad. Well, I don't want to sound harsh on your celebratory GCSE day, but I don't entirely approve of that. Not that it's any of my business what you choose to have on your kebab and chips. Oh, no salad. Ooh. A lot of people seem to be into this no salad thing, right? When we had lunch with Hedgehog Rob, then he eschewed the salad. And, you know, mustard can take or leave the salad. I love the salad. The salad is like the best thing. And that's why I love the place that we went to with Joe on Monday, because they've gone the extra length with their salad. That is the best salad on Milkston Road. And that's why I want to go there next Monday. It's all about the salad. Really, really nice salad. It's dressed, it's seasoned, and it was absolutely fabulous. And this is ridiculous. This is how obsessive I get over stupid things. I've been, since Monday, not absolutely constantly, but certainly regularly, I've been planning what I'm going to have next Monday. And I'm going to have to go off piste a bit. I'm definitely going to have the half roast chicken, which is quite interesting. It's on a rotisserie, and they take it out. I presume that it's seasoned or infused or marinated in some way. And then when they take it off the rotisserie, they've got these massive bolt cutters, and they actually cut it up. Anyway, it looked really nice when Mustard had it on Monday, and I definitely want that, and I definitely want the salad. But on the menu, it comes with a naan. I don't particularly want it with a naan. I'd rather have it with chips, although their chips were, frankly, substandard. So maybe I should have it with naan. Forward to that. Low pressure is okay, says Neil. Oh, we're talking about power washing cars now. Good. I need to know this. Low pressure is okay, says Neil. I usually use a Shell jet wash, but use my own stuff for the van and use a hose on the ZTT. And now Joe is going to weigh in. You can use the pressure washer on any surface on the car and even the engine. As long as your pressure washer is no more than 160 bar, then you won't have any issues. Well, I haven't got a bloody clue what it is, Joe, but at £53.99, I imagine it will be one of the more lower powered varieties. I mean, it's got to be good for getting all of the mouldy crap out of the window ridges if the car's been stood for a while, hasn't it? And behind the side debris, mouldings and whatnot, you know, where it all gets. And if you've only got a hose, you've got to do it with a bloody paintbrush thing. Oh, Joe. Oh, God, you amazing person, you. Joe has gifted 5 memberships. Oh, who's going to get these? Right. Everybody, oh, God, how far behind am I on the comments? Oh, God, about 114,000. Oh. Right, who got them? Let's have a look. Steve Colger's got a membership. Joe, that's really kind of you. Thank you, mate. You're a bloody star. Steve got one. Pingu Concord got one. Oh, I don't know who this is. Armour. I don't actually know who that is, but Armour has got a membership. Rob Hedgehog has got a membership. Oh, and Barry has got a membership. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, Joe, thank you. And they've gone to really good people. You know, I mean, I would choose everybody, of course, but there's, yeah, there are people in there that I would definitely have chosen if it was my choice. I mean, you know, like Pingu, how can you argue? Mr. Hedgehog, how could you argue? I mean, Barry is a brilliant. I mean, you're all wonderful. God bless you all. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, another 5 members. Right, that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do a new, I'm going to record a new outro with all of the channel members on it. It's well overdue. And now that, yeah, that is the perfect reason for me to do it. That means that there will now be, gosh, there will now be 32 of you. Oh, fabulous. Oh, that's properly made my night, that. Joe, thank you so much. You legendary person, you. And Joe says it's a little thank you for everyone welcoming me and making me comfortable in front of the camera and on the live. Oh, bless you, Joe. That's super kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Where do I get back to? Oh, right. Mike says, or said, because I'm a bit, I'm all behind like a cow's tail as per usual. Stop fucking whispering, for Christ's sake. Joe says, but obviously common sense comes in handy to not pressure wash areas that show signs of paint failure or lack appeal. Oh, I like this one. Sounds vintage. Stream name. Every boaty needs good neighbours. That's brilliant. That's very clever, actually. Oh, now we're talking about that. Sophie says, it's not the best from there, Boaty. I have had some kebab meat from Iceland. Pingu says, you're playing so quietly tonight, not even Simone can hear you. No, don't do it, says Steve. I think that's the Iceland thing. Jaden says, I tried some doner meat from a shop and it was horrendous. Mike says, for fuck's sake, don't buy Iceland shit. I've never even been in there, Mike. I've heard about it. Well, I've heard of it. I don't know what it's like. Oh, and Mike's still banging on saying, but you're in your own home and you're not talking normally. You're whispering, tosser. I probably am. All right, I'm starting to talk a bit more normally now. I probably was a little too sotto voce to begin with. But, you know, I'm conscious of trying to keep it normal and not reining it in. I'm not whispering. I'm just not bellowing like I normally do. But, yeah, I need to get a little bit more normal. I need to hit a happy medium. give me time. I'm just feeling a little bit self-conscious because I hate the idea of upsetting anybody. Now, the old me, I wouldn't give a shiny shit, to be perfectly honest with you. And if somebody had complained, I'd have told them to wind your fucking neck in, fuck right off, mind your own business. But now, I'm not like that. I've got, I hate the idea of, oh, hello. I hate the idea of upsetting anybody or causing a disturbance. And I'm not, I'm not going to live like a mouse in my own home, Mike. But equally, I am going to try and mitigate things a bit. So if I've been too quiet, also, I'm not exactly sure how this microphone works. I don't mean I know how it works. You turn it on, you plug the thing in the phone over there, you have this somewhere, but I don't use it very much. Obviously, I need to start using it more, I guess. So I don't know how I sound. I don't know exactly where the microphone needs to be. I don't know how much, if any, it amplifies my voice. So bear with me, right? We'll do this one. I wasn't going to do a live tonight at all. I actually announced on Facebook that there's not going to be a live tonight for these reasons. Do you know, I ran out of shampoo and I've forgotten to get any tonight as well. And I've had no shampoo for about 6 days. And I've been washing my hair just using water and conditioner. No shampoo at all. Just thought I'd mention that. And I really need a haircut. Now, as you all know, traditionally, then I have my head completely shaved on Bernard's birthday, which is the something of January. I forget which. Facebook tells me it's Bernard's birthday, and that means I completely shave my head. And then, sorry. And then I just leave it alone. And by the time we start getting to this sort of time of the year, and certainly over winter, I'm the full Ken Dodd. But I do this now, and I can't get away with it, can I? And my hair is starting to become just a tad unmanageable. So, yeah, I need to, from shaving it completely bald once a year, I think I need to change my doings into having it professionally clipped by a barber twice a year, which means that I'm probably about due. So I'll get that done next week. I can't afford it this week. Next week, I should have about £30 spare, so I'll do that. But yeah, the same thing, we'll do this one. I wasn't going to do a live today. Decided to do it. We'll do it as a test thing. I'll have a listen back to it. And if I need to alter my voice, if I can be more normal, whatnot, if the microphone needs to be moved, whatever, we'll sort it. You could be more central, couldn't you? Yeah, you could be a bit more. I mean, it's a bit late in the bloody day. I'm going to miss the farting out. That's my favourite part of the live stream, the farting out. Oh, God, that's going to sound awful. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got a microphone on. That's going to come out. That's going to sound like Brian Blessed burping at full strength right in your ear, isn't it? I do apologise. Oh, dear. Pingu says, is there any progress with poor little Brian yet? None at all, Pingu. And Pingu. And I don't know what to do there, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of upsetting me a bit. It's not my fault. It's not Mustard's fault. I don't know what to do. I'm tempted to, I don't want to sell him or, God forbid, scrap him. I really don't. in many ways, he's my perfect daily car. But it's ridiculous. I mean, Mustard doesn't want him in the yard. We're supposed to be clearing out the yard. I don't want him sitting there just getting mouldy, but I don't know what to do. I haven't got a relationship with the garage people, so I can't go in and say, you know, come on, lads, crack on, help me out here. Mustard's relationship with them is as a like favour thing, more of a customer thing. So he's kind of reliant on them sort of saying, yeah, we'll do it, we'll help you out. And so I don't know. I don't know what to do with Brian. If anybody knows anybody near there, near the yard that I could take Brian to who would do it, or anybody who would come to the yard and do it, let me know and I'll try and find a way to pay for it, because yeah, it's ridiculous that he's sitting there. And also him sitting there is blocking up everything else. I've got apart from Brian, I've got 2 cars that are sitting here now without MOT. One of which is Stigbürt, and that could be a little problematical. There are some things I still need to do to Stigbürt. But the other one is Wetleg. And to the best of my knowledge, there's no reason why Wetleg can't have an MOT, why she wouldn't pass. But Brian is blocking the lineup, as it were, because the idea was, you know, Brian gets him his MOT and I swap them over. I drive up in Wetleg, bring Brian back, and Wetleg gets MOT'd. Oh, bless you, Neil. Oh, I'm sure I am, Neil. I'm sure. Oh, can you do it, mate? Can you actually do it? I don't really know what's involved. Mustard's told me, but I don't really understand it, to be honest. I know they ordered the new part. As I understand it, they just can't get the old part off, and I don't know. But yeah, I'd love to get Brian sorted. I just don't know how to make it happen, is the honest answer to that. Oh, look at the time. Let's get through some comments. Video title from Mike, The Whispering Tosser. Thank you for your understanding, Mike. Oh, no, says Joe, I was late in, so I've missed the pressure washer talk. What one did you get and are you happy with it? It cost me £1.49 in real money. It's a $53.99 pressure washer from Halfords, Joe, the cheapest one that they do. I had vouchers, so it only cost me $1.49 of. Oh, Neil, you're a bloody legend, you are, mate. You're an absolute legend. Yeah, so it's a really cheap pressure washer, Joe. I haven't used it on a car yet. I've used it on the patio. You've seen the patio. You could see how dirty it was, patio, yard, whatever you want to call it. On tomorrow's Daily Diary, which is going to be a bit short, and I apologise for that because just so much other stuff happening today. But you can see a bit of what I did with it. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm sure that in the pantheon of pressure washers, it's fairly low down, but I'm sure it'll do everything that I need it to do. You know, it's a tiny little thing, bless it, but it cleans the patio and it'll clean the cars, and it's easy enough to store, and I managed to put it together okay. You know, it leaks a bit, or my hose fitment leaks a bit, or something leaks a bit, but it works, and it was £1.49 in real terms, so I'm not complaining. BBC, says Stephen S. Paul, the Boaty Broadcasting Network. Oh, hello. Right, I don't know how to react to this. Okay. Right, I don't know if this is a new visitor to our little live stream community, or whether it's one of you lot. It's one of you lot, isn't it? I thought that was an alley tonight. Mr. Heimer Cunt. You're just trying to get me demonetized, you assholes. What is this? Oh, Mike's still banging on. A fucking copper. Make as much noise as you can. A retired copper. Oh, cheeseburger starting now, isn't it? Evening all, evening Bob Harris, which is a reference to Whispering Bob Harris. All right. This is a test run, all right? I'll get used to the microphone. I don't use a microphone on a habitual basis. Have fun, take the piss, you go for it. You go for it. I'll get there. I will get there. Oh, and then we got to the gifted memberships bit, and Joe, I'm really glad about that. That's brilliant. 5 new members. That's great. And there are some thank yous heading their way to Joe. So, and Joe says you're all very welcome. Really appreciated all the support, and it helps Jason as well. It certainly did. For all he did for me too. I did bugger all for you, Joe, other than waste your day breaking down in a car and forcing you to have another day to do what you were supposed to do on that day. I mean, okay, I did say you could spend the night here, but you didn't. I think you did absolutely the right thing, by the way. So I'm not sure how much I did for you, Joe, but you're always very welcome here, mate. There'll always be a good lunch waiting for you. So don't be a stranger. And that goes for all the rest of you as well. It was lovely having Joe up here, and it would be lovely having any others of you. So if anybody else wants to, who I've not previously met or Mustard hasn't previously met, if any of you guys fancy making the pilgrimage up to Windy Bum with the Yard of Dreams, you would be equally welcome too. And I'd do whatever I could to help us out. But Joe, that's really sweet and kind of you. Bless you. Mike's been on another car collection. A Peugeot 406 2-litre HDI Tourer. Now then, that's interesting. What do we think of the 406? What do we think of the 406? I've obviously driven them. I'm sure I have. I don't think I've owned one. I did own a 405. I had the MI16, which was quite a thing. And now talking about Peugeots, if I was going to own another Peugeot, I had a 505 GTI. That was quite a rare thing, even back then when I owned it. I bought that in a bulk deal with an XJS and an XJ12, and the 505 was kind of thrown in. My Peugeot dream list would be, there aren't many. I was never a fan of the 205. I had a 106 and I loved that. That was a brilliant little thing, the 106. But my Peugeot wish list would be a 604 or a 605. I've never owned either. And I've driven a 605. I'm sure they did Mike, you'll know. They did the, who was it with? They did like a badge engineering job, didn't they? Where they shared the engine. I think it was the 3-litre V6, and it was shared with the Peugeot 605, the Renault. God, what Renault would it have been? Would it have been a Laguna? I can't remember. I used to know this. And there was a third one. I'm sure there was a third one. Was it a Volvo? Or was that the one before when it was a 27? I can't remember. And I haven't seen a 605 for more years than I care to remember. I wonder if there are still any about. Cheeseburger. Oh, I'm so sorry. Everything cars. If you failed maths, then don't buy a car from Mustard and Boaty. Sod off, Cheeseburger. Do you answer emails, says Skick? Yeah, I do, usually. I haven't had an email from you that I'm aware of, and I did reply to your comment on the video, and I asked which address you sent it to, so I can try and find it. It might have gone into spam or something. I've got a lot of different email addresses that all get juggled. I've checked them all as far as I can in the normal inbox, and I can't see one from you. So give me a clue. Tell me where to look, mate. I get a lot of emails. Across all of the accounts, I get about 600 a day. So some of them do slip by, admittedly, but I have looked. Right. Mr. Well, let's call you by your first name, shall we, Mr. K? Heimer says, what is this? Is it British comedy? He looks silly. More thanks going to Joe. Cheeseburger says, Mike, the Peugeot diesel is a legendary engine. Cheeseburger is asking our friend Heimer if he has a brother called Isaac, and I'm guessing that he does. Mike says, Cheeseburger, smooth engine, goes forever. He wanted 950. What? He wanted 950. He took 380. Christ almighty. That is a hell of a kick in the balls, Mike. Even me and Mustard aren't that bad. We pay them 450. 380 quid. Jesus wept. Talk about taking his trousers and pants down. And our friend Heimer says, you work with Facebook. You must be a very important British man. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very important, me. Pingu says, Boaty, can you please do a live from the restaurant one evening when you haven't been unexpectedly busy? Then Ram and the others could join in. Pingu. Great minds think alike, because I have planned to do exactly that. As soon as, today happened and I started thinking about mitigating things, one of the first things I thought of, why not do it from the restaurant? If I did it from the restaurant, it would be a 10 o'clock live. If it was on one of the quieter nights, like tonight, well, actually, we had 2 late customers in, special guests. But normally on a sort of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 o'clock, there would be no customers. The guys would be doing the cleaning down and the close down. So I could do a live from 10 o'clock or even slightly beforehand. And that would be earlier for you guys, which I'm guessing would be better for you. It means that when I come home, I can just chill out and relax. And that would arguably be better for me. But best of all, yeah, the work guys could get involved if they wish to. So I had thought about that, Pingu. And I may, well, I'm actually totally planning to do it. And not just a one-off either, kind of a regular thing. If this goes okay, this level of noise, and Nick says tomorrow, yeah, that's cool, no problem, then we'll just carry on. But I wouldn't mind doing a sort of 40-minute live on a Friday and Saturday from the restaurant. That could be fun, because I'd love to get those guys involved. I mean, they are really into the YouTube thing. They know exactly what's going on, and they would like to be involved. They keep asking me to go and do stuff with them on a Monday. But of course, the problem is, Monday is the day off day, right? So Monday is their day for doing whatever, restaurant closed. But Monday is because the same applies to me. So Monday is my yard day and my mustard day. So every Monday they want me to go to Nottingham. They want me to go and film with them, film them cooking, show me their houses, all of the stuff that they grow in their gardens. They want to do outdoor cooks. They want to make videos. They're bang into it. They're part of us. You've seen them on the live stream. They aren't involved and they want to be more involved. But the Monday thing just doesn't work because, you know, that's my day with my boyfriend. So, so I think the live from the restaurant is a brilliant idea, Pingu. And I can see that somebody has done a nice thing. And let's see. Oh, blimey, Joe, bless you. Right. Oh, and yes, I'm glad you did this, Joe, because I need to point this out. Okay, we've got a new community channel, guys, which you'll see in the comments. Cars with JC is our own Joe. He's launching a channel, which is naturally, automatically becomes a community channel. He's absolutely brand new. I think he only started it today. I will sort those clips for you, Joe. I thought of a way to do it. So let's all support him. He's brand new, brand Harry Spankers, I assume. So yeah, he pinged me this morning to say that he'd been inspired to have a go, and I think that's great. You know, I enjoy the YouTube thing. I enjoy the community aspect. I enjoy making the silly videos and whatnot. And why shouldn't everybody else? And there's no reason within our little community we can be a community of people with channels and people who watch people with channels. It's great. And obviously, I'm really, I'm so grateful for all of your support. And I'm really into supporting anybody else, whether they've got pretensions of grandeur or they're just doing it for a little bit of fun. It's nice to support them. So add Cars with JC to your have a look at, hit subscribe, and you know, watch a video or two or all, and remember to hit the like button. Anyway, Joe's new channel is now also a channel member. So oh, thank you again, Joe. No, bloody hell, Mike. Mike says, cheeseburger, he wanted it gone today, so I kicked him hard and laughed all the way home, which was 12 miles. Greek salad is delicious, says Mike. And yeah, totally agree with that. As you know, I lived in Cyprus on the Greek side of the island, so I am no stranger to delicious Greek food. Heimer's still struggling a bit with the language, but he's doing jolly well. Blackline says, Boaty, when will you be inviting Brian Blessed around for an evening live stream? I'm sure it will be fine, you arsehole. Oh, dear. Cheeseburger says, if you need to be quiet, then pay for an escort. She can scream the place down at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh dear. Blackline says, I do feel a little sorry for you, feeling like you have to keep the noise down in your own home. I've had bad neighbours before, and you are not one of them. It's not like that. It's not like that. He didn't complain about the lives. I asked about them specifically. And yes, he can hear them. Yes, it does cause a bit of a disturbance. So I'm not going to stop doing them. I'm just going to try and just be a little bit, oh, wine turd, just a little bit considerate, because why wouldn't you? They're nice enough people. We're not friends, but you remember that day in the winter in the really bad snow when I got beached in Bryan. Then, without any asking or anything, Nick came out and between us got it. Now, that was at like 11 o'clock at night on a freezing cold winter's night. And, you know, without hesitation, he just came out and got stuck in, and between us, we got it sorted. He's a good neighbour. We're just not. We're both petrol heads, and we do talk about that, but we disagree about a lot of things. He's all about German cars. He's got a fleet of Porsches and BMWs and whatnot. So he's not a bad chap, not by any manner of means. And we get each other's post, all of that sort of thing. He's a really good neighbour, bless him. And he knows I do the YouTube thing. He's not into it, but he thinks it's great that I'm doing it. He's got reason to be grateful because I videoed his, if you remember, when that truck was turning around when the road was closed and smashed his BMW. And I got that. And so, you know, he would have been buggered if it wasn't for that, because he was able to trace the truck and trace the company and claim off their insurance and whatnot. And he was very grateful for that and bought me a fantastic bottle of wine. And he's a really good neighbour. He's not an arsehole. Neither is his wife. They're nice enough people. We're not bosom buddies, probably never will be. But, you know, we're good neighbours, and I'm just trying to be considerate. That's all. Yeah, that's all there is to it. And he's never mentioned anything before about and, you know, I've had a lot of people here in this cottage. And so I assume it was just the live stream with the music from the speaker up there. I'm sure that this will be fine. I'll find out tomorrow and I'll let you know. So, you know, don't be knocking the guy, because he didn't deserve that. The only bit he complained about is when I was actually outside doing the good night bit for the daily diary, and I had no idea he could hear me. And he did say today that he actually apologized for doing that. He said he felt so bad because the first thing I did when he said it was, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had no idea you could hear me," and kind of scuttled off a bit. And he said, "I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to." So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. This is very not interested talk. Yeah, well, welcome to the live stream, Heimer. That's what we do. We do a lot of not interesting talk. Thank you, Mike. I think this is actually a compliment. Boaty is the dog's bollocks. Fuck the neighbours. Oh dear. Oh, Rover Joe's here, Mr. Boaty. Rover Joe. Joe says, "Jason, is it okay to advertise my new channel?" I've done it for you, Joe. You feel free to do it as well. A wonderful video title from Cheeseburger. If the neighbours don't like it, they can F right off. I need a haircut too, says Rover Joe. Invest in a pair of clippers and shave it yourself, says Rob. Well, I've done that in the past. That's what I always used to do. But then I always had somebody. There's always a bit that you miss. And so I always had a wife or girlfriend type person to do it. Honestly, for the sake of... Oh, and that was into the microphone as well. Dear me. Yeah, that's what I always used to do in the past, but you always miss a bit. With me, it's that bit around there, or you get some weird long bits hanging at the back and you don't realise, because that's where, honestly, Rob, is that what you do, by the way? I'm guessing it is from the sound of it. That's why I ended up shaving my head totally, because every time I tried to clip it, there would always be bits that I missed, and then you just look weird. So what I used to do is I used to clip it and then I used to shave it. So because then at least you know exactly where you are. But if you go to a barber, then they can clip it for you and it'll be done proper, which is a really good YouTube channel that I'm really enjoying at the moment. Proper. It's absolutely brilliant if you're into your boxing. The guy is a legend and he deserves to be incredibly successful. His videos are beyond amazing. Lot of messages held preview here. Do what you want to do, says Mike. Don't let anyone mute you. I'm not. I'm still here. I'm still talking. I'm just being a little bit considerate. Oh, Sophie has got the bed to herself, watching me and eating scratchings. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Rover Joe. Sorry, Joe. A high definition burp. That's... God, it's terrible having a microphone on. You can't escape yourself. I'll sort it out when I come up, says Neil. Oh, bless you. What's up with Brian, says Rover Joe. Neil will tell you. I can't... Bugger off, Mike. Scrap the pile of shite. Video title, live stream in a library, says Cheeseburger. That's not a bad one. Oh, Sophie. Neil will take his work socks off for you as well, Boaty. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll organise a live stream. We'll get all of the foot people in, and Neil and I can do a duet. Let's see if we can earn a few bob to cover his expenses. Video title from Mike, live stream in sign language for goodness sake. Oh, I love this Cheeseburger. Donna Stell and Windsor Davis, Whispering Grass. Why do you whisper green grass? Lovely boy, lovely boy. That was brilliant. The 406 is a great engine. Have you... Oh, fuck off, Cheeseburger. Have you thought about as a career as a snooker commentator? And the crowd are deathly quiet as Davis bends over. Oh, and he's done his own thing then, hasn't he? Mustard bends over the table and screws back for the brown. I can hear it now. Oh, God. What a shame I don't live closer, says Steve Nesport. Oh, you're only about 6,000 miles away. I could show up at 2 a.m. and do burnouts in front of the place with an open exhaust. Oh, Renault Safranos Cheeseburger. Was that the one with the 3 litre shared with the 605 and whatever the other one was? Oh, and Pingu also says 605 XM. Of course, it was the XM, wasn't it? How could I forget that? I had several of them. I had at least 3 V6 XMs. How could I have forgotten that? Yeah, you're dead right, Pingu. It was the 605, the XM. I would never have got the Safran. I forgot that the Safran was even a thing, and I'm going to Google that tomorrow. Because I genuinely can't remember what the Safran was. God, there's a gap in my knowledge. I'm guessing it was the 605 and XM equivalent. So it must have been a bigger version of the Laguna, something like that. I wonder if the Safran was the replacement for the 25. I was very fond of the Renault 25, to be honest. What is the main email you use, says Skick? The main one is jsph@btopenworld.com, but there are many others. And if you picked up the email from the YouTube channel, you would probably get the Reverend Boaty at gmail.com. But there are just so many others. So many others. I can't even remember them all myself. I am having a bit of a streamlining at the moment. Over the years, I've accumulated so many domains and email web hostings and all of that sort of thing, and it's getting a bit silly. So I do need to have a streamline. So I finally cancelled my dating website. I bought a dating website. It was very expensive. I thought it would make good money. It made some money. I wouldn't say good money. It really was expensive. And I've just left it kind of hanging around. Now, there are two elements to that. One is that I bought the framework of the website, the actual thing. And then obviously that's got to be hosted somewhere, and I've been paying for the hosting with GoDaddy, and I've let the hosting go. I still own the license to the website. I can still publish the dating website, and it's an all singing, all dancing one, you know. I mean, I own that outright, but it needs to, in order to be visible, it needs to be hosted, and it's not doing anything. And the hosting is costing me however much it's costing me. So I've let that lapse. My singles website, uksinglesnetwork.com, I'm going to let that lapse. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let all of the associated emails go. And that is going to be a chapter in my life that is closed, honestly. The Singles Network, the Facebook group will still be there. It puddles along. It's not doing anything worthwhile, but it's there. There are 10,000 people in it. That can stay, but I'm not throwing any money at it now. So those can go. And the money that I save from those, I can use to build the new website, which I'm still working on, or not working on, but it's still work in progress, which is going to be the website going forward, the Boaty's World, and so on. But there's me banging on instead of reading comments. Where did I get to? Oh, Ollie Owls is here. My friend Steve. Hello, mate. How you doing? Oh, bloody hell. Oh, I'm getting visitors. Sorted. Just checked hotel. This is from Neil. Me, Soph, and Joe are coming to see you. Oh, awesome. Oh, brilliant. That's going to be great. I'm going to catch up with all of that tomorrow so I can start looking forward to that. Joe's coming up as well. Oh, bloody hell. That's going to be amazing. Oh, no, Joe. You just lost 2 subscribers. You were on 8. You're now on 6. Well, you'll get me. That'll be one more. You're going to get Mike. He's going to subscribe. The day you got beached in Brian, says Cheeseburger, he called his plod mate and had you booked for causing an obstruction. He didn't. He didn't. He was lovely. He came out and he helped and he made you. Oh, Mike has subscribed to Joe. It's 12:08, says Sophie. It's bloody 12:20 now. How far behind am I? Can you mute your mic when you burp, says Cheeseburger. I don't know how to. I bick my bold napper, says Rob. Yeah, I did similar, but I'm going to get it. Get mustard to cut your hair. Sod that. Video title from Cheeseburger. Boaty works his socks off. Video title, help me. Oh, God. Oh, and now mustard's here. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Right, let's get through these comments because it's kind of time to go. Did you see Neil's message about dates? Yes, but I can't really look at it now. I'll catch up with it tomorrow. Tomorrow it's Friday, isn't it? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I can really catch up with things and messages and emails and dates and all that sort of thing. And I can sleep in and I can have a really nice lunch. Oh, I don't know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow now. Oh, yeah, I do. Well, I've narrowed it down to a choice of two. I like the Renault 25 too, says me. I was very fond of the Renault 25. I really was. Especially I can't remember what it was, but the top spec version. Was it, was there an executive and there were some limited editions and was it a GTX? But yeah, I was really fond of the Renault 25. A bit Jensen Interceptor-ish at the rear, wasn't it? But yeah, big luxury barge, leather. Didn't have a voice computer, or am I imagining that? Oh, blimey. Oh, okay. Well, this is, oh, God, and it's all happening when I've got to say goodbye. Sabana, lovely Sabana. Right, guys, let me introduce you. I won't try and pronounce his surname, but you'll see somebody saying, hello, Jason, and it's Sabana. And Sabana you have seen on videos, and he is the lovely guy, the young chap who works front of house in the restaurant. And he is just brilliant. He's lovely. Really interesting guy to talk to. Incredibly intelligent. He's just got his master's, I think. Just completed his master's. And he's brilliant at the restaurant, and he just makes every evening a joy, to be honest. And he's one of the guys. That's why I want to do more stuff in the restaurant, because he's a guy I want you to get to know. And he's here on the live stream. So that's just me introducing you to him so that you know who it is. And everybody's saying good night. Joe's not coming up to claim on his warranty cheese. Well, actually, I don't care. It's not my car. That's not a Mustard and Boaty car. That's a senior mustard car. Diddly do. Feck, it's late, says Penelope. Shit, stop. Oh my God. And Black Lines. Oh, this is hilarious. Black Lines is shouting, good night, Nick from next door. And I'm not going to shout. See, this is the point. This is the point where I would get myself into trouble because I've had a glass of wine. It's a little bit late, and this is where I start getting a little bit loud. But tonight I won't. Guys, we need to go. Right, I need to say some massive thank yous. And bear in mind, I'm not going to be farting you out tonight in the normal way. This is going to be the new way of things. Thank you all for turning up. Thank you all for your support over the previous week. Thank you for bearing with me as I experiment with sound levels and the microphone and everything. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for taking the piss. A massive thank you to Joe for the gifted channel memberships. And but just thank all of you. Thanks to you all as per normal. And Thursday's bittersweet. I look forward to a couple of days where I can just really chill out when I get home from work. But I miss you all terribly. And I could fill that gap with shorter half-hour lives from the restaurant. So don't be surprised if one of those appears over the weekend. But otherwise, I miss you all because I won't see you until Monday, and that seems like a long way away. I mean, there's the daily diaries, of course, but it's not quite the same. You can't mustard. I don't understand that. How did I buy you those cans? I really don't get that. No, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's obviously a joke there that I'm not. Is your channel sponsored by M&B? God, you see, if you're from the Midlands, M&B, that can only mean Mitchell and Butlers. But massive thanks to all of you. Yes, Cheeseburger, he's been on the, what's it called? Leffer. 6%, thank you very much. And apparently I'm responsible for them. And I don't know how. I don't know how I've bought him these cans of, I don't know, did he pickpocket me on Monday? Has he sold Brian? Is that what it is? He scrapped Brian and spent the money on cheap supermarket lager. I've no idea, but it's time to go, darlings. We'll get you to 100 subs, Joe. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And good evening to you, Simone, and goodbye, really. Yeah, so that's it. That is it, darlings. I will. I might catch you before. Who knows what the weekend will bring? It will certainly bring lots of pressure washing fun. And it will bring daily diaries, which even more of you are going to see now. Huge welcome to all of you new channel members. And now I'm feeling a bit guilty that the first daily diary you're going to see is tomorrow's, and it's a little bit, it's not as good as some of the others because I've just been doing other things today. But I will really, really, really go to town on them now over the next few days, and I will do a new outro so that you are all fully and completely recognized and you all get my gratitude. And on that, yes, Joe, he will have a clean passenger alloy wheel. That's on tomorrow's list. I'm going to, Joe, can you believe I've been so racked up with doing stuff? Right, you've seen now the way I do the cars here. Right, Miss Boo is still in pole position. I haven't swapped them back. I've been parking Shison down the bottom where he was, where they were, sorry, non-binary, where they were when you were here. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to swap them over properly. I'm going to bring Shison round the back. I'm going to get the pressure washer on them and do some bits there. I've got all sorts of things. There are things going on. I've not had time to tell you about them. And there are some plans there's all sorts of exciting things going on. And there's restaurant things as well. But, we've got more of these to come. So thank you to everybody who has... Thank you to everybody who's been subbing to Joe's new channel, a new community channel. He's a lovely young lad and he is a genuine enthusiast. He's got a rather lovely Rover 25. So, yeah, let's support him. And that's it. I'm going to say goodnight. And I don't know how to say goodnight to you without the farting. And I can't just dance like that. It's going to look a bit bloody silly, isn't it? So, yes. Okay. All right. So I will pretend that I've just farted you out and I will say good night to you all. I hope you have a safe and peaceful night. Take great care of yourselves. Thank you so much for all of your support and for being there. You mean the world to me and you make a lot of difference. Have the best day that you can tomorrow. And if I don't see you, I think I probably will, but if I don't, have the best weekend and I will catch up with you on Monday. Much love to you all and good night.